The gun industry may be headed for a slump after 8 years of explosive growth under former President Barack Obama. Joining us to discuss this is Emily Taylor. She's a program attorney with U.S. Law Shield. Emily, this is Tom Hinchey with Trending Today USA. How are you today?
Oh, I'm great. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great, too. Welcome to our show. Emily, any thoughts as to why gun sales are going down under President Trump?
Well, I think the common sense answer here is just people were fearful, and I think rightfully so under President Obama's administration, and a lot of that fear has eased under President Trump. I don't think that, as much as there are certain segments of our country who would like to think otherwise, firearms and the Second Amendment are part of the fundamental fabric of American culture. I don't think that that's changed one bit. I think it's just a matter of people don't have to be as afraid.
I agree. And, we noticed during the last 8 years or so, there was shortages of things like ammunition, for example. I know people were complaining they couldn't even get .22 long rifle, even that, which is relatively inexpensive. Are you noticing any difference as far as the availability of things like ammunition and accessories?
It does seem to be more available. I'm not hearing from our facilities so much that they're running into shortages, probably because, all of people like myself and all of my colleagues have stockpiled the last couple of years. But no, in fact, it seems the shortages seem to have eased as well.
Yeah. So do you think the gun stores are struggling now? Because they were used to just people practically lining up to buy firearms and accessories, and that's probably dropped off. So what do you think? You think there might be a struggle on the behalf of some of these firearm stores?
Well, I'm afraid that might be true. And, there's very little markup on most of these items. And I do worry about particularly the small mom-and-pop shops who are experiencing a big drop. But hopefully they can hang on. I would encourage anyone to view this as more of a seasonal disruption rather than a long-term trend, because at some point, all of those new toys that people bought a year and a half ago are going to lose their shiny appeal, and people will go back. But I do think that there is a danger that this might shutter, particularly some small outfits, because they have boomed so much in previous years.
Yeah, I agree. I hope not, of course, but it could happen as well. Are you, if you don't mind me asking, are you a concealed carry holder?
I am, in the great state of Texas.
Oh, wonderful. That's great. Yeah, that's a good program. And here in Arizona, we have it as well. And they've changed a lot. Even if you don't have a permit, you can still be concealed. It's just the permit gives you a few more, we'll say, privileges as far as when you go to purchase a firearm. You just show your card, and it speeds up the process. It's probably the same way in Texas.
It is. And actually, that's a great thing to bring out, because as I understand, the statistics that represent a decline in gun sales are actually tracking the NICS background check.
I see.
So that certainly doesn't include private sales. And, probably, although I can't speak to this with a total certainty, but I'd imagine would not include anyone who doesn't ding that background check because they do have a license to carry in their state.
Mm-hmm. Emily, do you have a book out there about guns? I was just wondering. I didn't see it on your profile. I was wondering if you had any books that you've written about this.
The group Texas and U.S. Law Shield actually does have several books out. Arizona is hopefully on the way here shortly, but we have rundowns of gun law in every state in which we operate: Texas, Colorado, Pennsylvania, Virginia, Florida. The list is nearly endless, and that can be found on uslawshield.com. They really are a great resource for gun law in your individual state.
Excellent. And is uslawshield.com also a place where we can find more about you?
Actually, for that, you'd have to direct to my website, which is walkerbyington.com. That's BYINGTON. That is our gun law-specific law firm.
That sounds great. Now, is most of what you do there at your law firm gun-related, or do you take all sorts of cases?
We take specifically guns and self-defense. When we do have a non-firearm case, it does tend to be still self-defense related, just with some other sort of weapon. But, in this vein, we do all things firearm. We do criminal, we do civil actions that have arisen because of the use of a firearm. I have administrative actions that we have to tackle with licensing and firearms. In fact, we also represent police officers in their uses of force.
Excellent. Excellent. We're speaking with Emily Taylor. She's a program attorney with U.S. Law Shield in Texas. And it was great that you called in today. I hope we can talk again sometime, Emily. I find your subject matter fascinating. I'm a firearms enthusiast as well, so it's always great to talk to someone who's like-minded like yourself.
No, absolutely. A kindred soul.
Exactly. It was great to speak with you today, Emily, and thanks for being here today on Trending Today USA.